If you're living with diabetes, you've probably been told to snack with caution or avoid nuts altogether because of the fat, salt, or hidden sugars. But what if I told you there are three powerful nuts that don't just fill you up? They actually help reverse insulin resistance, heal nerve damage, and calm your bladder at night so you can sleep peacefully without frequent bathroom trips. These aren't your usual almonds or peanuts. These nuts are backed by science, used in ancient healing, and proven to support better A1C, kidney health, fertility, digestion, and brain function. And the best part? You'll learn how to eat them in the smartest way, portion controlled, recipe ready, and completely diabetic safe. So stay with me because these top three nuts could quietly become the best medicine in your kitchen. First on list, fox nuts. They look like tiny white clouds, feel like popcorn, and taste like nothing much until you roast them right. But behind that simple puff lies a powerful superfood that has been used for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine, and today, modern science is finally catching up. We're talking about fox nuts, also known as macana. For people with diabetes, especially type 2, fox nuts offer a rare combination of low glycemic impact, essential minerals, and unique bioactive compounds that not only support blood sugar balance, but also heal the deeper root causes of diabetic complications. Let's uncover why this ancient lotus seed deserves a place in every diabetic's pantry. Fox nuts have an impressively low glycemic index of around 25 and a glycemic load close to 2 per 1 ounce, 28-gram serving, making them one of the safest snacks for stable blood sugar. They're naturally low in carbs, with just 15 grams total carbohydrates and 3 grams of fiber, yielding 12 grams of net carbs per serving. This slow-releasing carb profile means fox nuts won't spike blood sugar the way traditional chips, crackers, or even some fruits can. Even better, they contain 2.5 grams of protein, 1 gram of healthy fat, and are virtually sodium-free unless salted. But what makes them a metabolic treasure lies beyond the macros. A single ounce of roasted fox nuts provides 16% of the daily value for magnesium, 8% for phosphorus, 6% for potassium, and small but meaningful doses of calcium, zinc, and iron. A mineral lineup that's critical for insulin action, blood pressure control, nerve function, and kidney health. Now here's where fox nuts stand out. They contain a rare plant compound called kaempferol, a flavonoid known to reduce inflammation in blood vessels, stabilize blood glucose, and protect nerves from oxidative stress. For diabetics dealing with neuropathy, numbness, or tingling in the feet and hands, kaempferol acts like a gentle armor for the nerves. It reduces the damage caused by chronic high sugar exposure and helps restore microcirculation to tissues. Fox nuts also contain alkaloids and saponins, natural chemicals that may reduce the absorption of dietary sugar and support lipid balance, which is crucial for heart health and diabetes. Some studies even show that fox nuts can help regulate serum triglycerides and LDL cholesterol levels by reducing hepatic fat accumulation, which is especially helpful for diabetics with fatty liver or insulin resistance. Here's something few people know. The magnesium to sodium ratio in fox nuts is ideal for diabetics who experience frequent urination, especially at night. Low magnesium can trigger bladder spasms and nerve irritability, while high sodium increases water loss. But fox nuts help restore mineral balance naturally, calming the bladder, relaxing the nerves, and reducing nighttime trips to the bathroom. This mineral synergy also helps with better muscle relaxation and may even prevent painful diabetic leg cramps. For those struggling with sleep disruption due to nocturia or nerve pain, the tryptophan content in fox nuts can indirectly support better melatonin production and sleep-wake cycle balance. Here's a fascinating myth we need to clear up. Many people think fox nuts are just starch with no real benefits. The truth? While they do contain natural starch, it's a resistant starch, meaning it feeds good gut bacteria, slows digestion, and enhances GLP-1 hormone response, which improves insulin sensitivity and reduces appetite. In fact, resistant starch has been linked to lower post-meal blood sugar spikes and better long-term A1C levels in people with type 2 diabetes. Fox nuts, especially when dry roasted without oil, act more like a prebiotic than a carb-heavy snack. Let's talk practical. How do you actually enjoy them for best results? Try this diabetic-friendly recipe. Take 1 cup of plain fox nuts, around 1 ounce or 28 grams, and dry roast them in a non-stick pan over medium heat for 5 to 7 minutes until crisp. Add a pinch of turmeric, a dash of black pepper, and if you like, a sprinkle of cinnamon for extra blood sugar control. Store them in an airtight container and enjoy one small handful, about 1/2 cup, as a mid-morning or evening snack. This combo gives you gut-healing fiber, nerve-calming minerals, and zero blood sugar spike, making it perfect for both diabetic adults and seniors. Here's a helpful heads up. Not all packaged fox nuts are created equal. Many store-bought versions are fried in hydrogenated oils or heavily salted, which can negate their benefits. Always read the label. Choose dry roasted, unsalted, or low sodium varieties. And stick to no more than 1 ounce per day if you're watching carbs, especially if pairing them with fruit or other snacks. They're low in fat, yes, but over-snacking can still push up total carb intake. Research backs it up. One study showed that regular intake of fox nuts over 8 weeks reduced fasting, blood sugar levels by up to 18%, improved serum insulin by over 12%, and decreased oxidative stress markers by nearly 25%. A powerful trifecta for reversing early-stage insulin resistance. So the next time you feel like munching on something crunchy, don't reach for chips. Grab a handful of these light, airy lotus seeds that work like medicine in disguise. Now that you know how fox nuts fuel your nerves, gut, insulin, and bladder control, let's move to a vibrant green nut that not only satisfies your cravings, but has also been shown to boost glucose metabolism and lower A1C in clinical studies. It's time to explore the next powerhouse, pistachios. Second on list, pistachios. They're bright green, slightly sweet, and irresistibly crunchy. But pistachios are far more than a tasty snack. For people living with diabetes, this small shell-encased nut packs a powerful punch when it comes to regulating blood sugar, improving insulin sensitivity, and healing key complications like nerve pain, heart strain, and kidney fatigue. Behind every pistachio is a story of synergy between protein, healthy fats, antioxidants, and specific micronutrients that together create a blood sugar-friendly, hormone-balancing, and organ-protective effect. Whether you're struggling with high A1C, early neuropathy, or stubborn belly fat linked to insulin resistance, pistachios may be one of the smartest foods to add to your diabetic toolkit. Let's start with their blood sugar impact. Pistachios have a glycemic index of just 15 and a glycemic load of under 2 per ounce, which makes them one of the lowest impact nuts for glucose response. When consumed as a snack or added to a meal, they've been shown to blunt post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 30%. A 1 ounce, 28 gram, serving contains about 159 calories, 8 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber, 6 grams of protein, and 13 grams of fat, mostly heart-healthy monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. From a micronutrient standpoint, this same serving delivers 25% of the daily value for vitamin B6, 20% for copper, 15% for thiamine, 11% for phosphorus, and 8% for potassium, alongside smaller amounts of magnesium, manganese, and zinc. This combination is a dream team for blood sugar regulation, nerve support, and vascular health. But the magic goes deeper. Pistachios are uniquely rich in L-arginine, an amino acid that helps increase nitric oxide levels, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels, improves blood flow, and lowers blood pressure. For diabetics at risk of vascular damage or erectile dysfunction due to impaired circulation, this makes pistachios more than a snack. They become a natural vasodilator. The high B6 content plays a role in glucose metabolism, helps balance neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, and supports hormonal balance, especially in diabetic women dealing with PCOS-related symptoms. The fiber content, both soluble and insoluble, helps slow digestion, reduce appetite, and promote a healthier gut microbiome, an often overlooked factor in diabetes management. Here's a that surprises many people. Pistachios are one of the only nuts that contain significant amounts of lutein and zeaxanthin, Two antioxidants known to protect the eyes from diabetic retinopathy and age-related macular degeneration. Just 1 ounce per day supports visual health in a way most other nuts can't. Pistachios also contain resveratrol, the same antioxidant found in grapes and red wine, which has been shown to enhance insulin sensitivity and reduce oxidative stress at the cellular level, especially important for those trying to reverse prediabetes or stabilize post-meal glucose swings. Did you know NASA's food researchers once listed pistachios among the best long-term nutrient sources for astronauts, thanks to their protein density, fiber, and antioxidant protection? But let's clear up a common myth. Some people assume that because pistachios are fatty, they must be bad for weight or heart health. In truth, multiple research studies have shown that daily pistachio intake not only helps with weight management due to its high satiety value, but also lowers LDL, bad cholesterol, and raises HDL, good cholesterol. In one study, people with type 2 diabetes who ate pistachios daily for 12 weeks saw their fasting blood sugar drop by 10%, insulin resistance improved by 16%, and CRP, a marker of inflammation, decreased by 23%. An impressive trio of healing. Now for the delicious part, a diabetic-friendly recipe that turns these green gems into a metabolism-boosting snack. Take 1 ounce, about 49 pistachio kernels, of unsalted, dry-roasted pistachios. Toss them with half a teaspoon of olive oil, a light dusting of smoked paprika, and a pinch of garlic powder. Roast at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 to 7 minutes to re-crisp them with flavor. Let cool and enjoy as a mid-afternoon snack or sprinkle over a salad or plain Greek yogurt for an extra crunch that stabilizes blood sugar. The protein-fat-fiber combo in pistachios makes them ideal for reducing hunger hormones like ghrelin, calming glucose surges, and supporting longer satiety. Here's something to keep in mind. While pistachios are nutrient-dense, they're also calorie-dense. Eating them straight from the bag can quickly lead to overeating. A smart trick? Buy in-shell pistachios. The extra step of shelling them slows down consumption and adds a natural portion control mechanism. Plus, seeing the shells pile up reminds you how much you've already eaten. Aim for 1 ounce per day, or roughly half a cup of shelled nuts, or a small handful in shell, depending on your dietary plan. Helpful tip: adding pistachios to carb-heavy meals like rice or potatoes can reduce the glycemic response by 20 to 30%, a strategy tested in clinical trials. Another heads up: avoid salted or honey-roasted varieties, which often contain added sugars, artificial colors, or excess sodium, especially risky for diabetics with high blood pressure or kidney concerns. Instead, look for unsalted, dry-roasted pistachios, or buy raw and season them yourself at home for full control. Choose U.S.-grown pistachios when possible for better quality and lower aflatoxin risk. From supporting blood vessels and insulin sensitivity to protecting eyes and nerves, pistachios are more than just a snack. They're a functional food for long-term diabetic healing. Now let's move to a nut that's often misunderstood. It's creamy, slightly sweet, and higher in carbs than most. But when eaten the smart way, it supports brain function, metabolic health, and even fertility in diabetic men and women. Let's uncover the final nut: cashews. Third on list, cashews. They're buttery, creamy, and naturally sweet. So sweet that many diabetics automatically assume they're off limits. But cashews, when eaten the right way and in the right portion, offer a hidden nutritional edge that goes beyond taste. These kidney-shaped nuts are often misunderstood in the diabetes world because of their slightly higher carbohydrate content compared to other nuts. But here's the truth: cashews contain a unique nutrient matrix that improves insulin function, supports nerve and brain health, and nourishes vital organs affected by long-term high blood sugar, especially the kidneys, heart, and reproductive system. The secret lies in how cashews interact with enzymes, minerals, and inflammatory pathways deep inside the body. Let's begin with their blood sugar impact. Cashews have a glycemic index of around 25 and a glycemic load of about 3 per 1 ounce serving. That puts them in the low category for both markers, meaning they digest slowly and won't spike glucose the way refined snacks or sugary fruit can. A 1-ounce serving, about 18 whole cashew nuts, contains 157 calories, 9 grams of carbs, 1 gram of natural sugars, 5 grams of protein, and 12 grams of total fat, the majority being monounsaturated fats, which are beneficial for insulin sensitivity and cardiovascular health. Cashews are also rich in essential minerals. That same 1-ounce serving gives you 73% of the daily value for copper, 20% for magnesium, 13% for phosphorus, 10% for zinc, and 9% for iron. These nutrients play critical roles in glucose metabolism, nerve signaling, and red blood cell formation, key processes often impaired in diabetics. But what really sets cashews apart is their high content of anacardic acids, natural compounds that have anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antioxidant effects. These acids target the same pathways that get disrupted in diabetic nerve damage, neuropathy, kidney strain, nephropathy, and even hormonal imbalances. Cashews also provide oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil, which improves HDL cholesterol, reduces C-reactive protein, CRP, and enhances GLUT4 receptor activation, a key mechanism for helping muscle cells absorb glucose more efficiently. This means that while cashews may have more carbs than almonds or pecans, their nutrient synergy actually helps your body use insulin more effectively, not less. Cashews have also been found to activate AMPK, a cellular energy regulator that enhances glucose uptake, reduces fat accumulation in the liver, and improves A1C control, a game changer for reversing early-stage type 2 diabetes. By supporting endothelial repair, cashews help restore flexibility in blood vessels, reducing the risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and poor circulation, three major complications in long-term diabetes. Now let's address a common concern. Many people avoid cashews thinking they're fattening or bad for blood sugar. But that's a myth. When eaten in moderation, cashews have been shown in research to reduce LDL cholesterol by 9 to 12%, improve insulin sensitivity by over 20%, and lower blood pressure in type 2 diabetics within just 8 to 10 weeks. One clinical trial even found that people who included cashews daily as part of a low GI diet experienced a drop in fasting glucose by up to 14%, and their HbA1c levels improved significantly without weight gain or increased triglycerides. The key is not to overdo it and to pair cashews with other blood sugar-friendly foods. Beyond blood sugar, cashews support brain function and nerve repair due to their high magnesium and zinc content, two minerals often deficient in people with diabetes. Magnesium calms overactive nerves and prevents nocturnal leg cramps, while zinc helps repair damaged nerve sheaths and supports immune defense. Cashews are also beneficial for reproductive health. In men, the combination of zinc and healthy fats supports testosterone balance and sperm motility, while in women, magnesium and oleic acid can support better estrogen metabolism and reduce insulin-driven PCOS symptoms. Their iron and copper also aid oxygen delivery, improving energy and reducing fatigue, especially common in diabetics who struggle with anemia or poor circulation. Cashews are also rich in zinc and arginine, which play key roles in sperm motility, testosterone balance, and hormonal regulation in women with PCOS, conditions often worsened by insulin resistance. Here's something you might not know. Cashews are technically seeds, not true nuts, and they grow attached to the bottom of a cashew apple, an acidic tropical fruit that's rarely seen outside of harvesting regions. Raw cashews are never sold in stores because they contain urushiol, a compound that can cause skin irritation. That's why all store-bought cashews are steamed or roasted to remove this natural toxin. So if you've ever heard someone say, "Never eat raw cashews," that's why. It's not a blood sugar concern, it's about safety. For a quick and satisfying diabetic-friendly recipe, try this. Soak 1/4 cup of unsalted, roasted cashews, about 1.2 ounces, in warm water for 30 minutes. Then blend them with a 1/2 cup of unsweetened almond milk, a pinch of cinnamon, and a 1/2 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. What you get is a creamy, blood sugar-friendly cashew milk that you can pour over oats, add to smoothies, or enjoy chilled before bed to calm nighttime cravings. This combo provides healthy fats, magnesium, and zinc without any added sugars, and it's far better than store-bought creamers or carb-heavy snacks. Here's a thoughtful caution. Cashews are naturally higher in oxalates, which can contribute to kidney stone formation in people prone to them. If you have a history of calcium oxalate kidney stones, it's best to limit cashews to 1 ounce a few times per week rather than daily, and consider pairing them with lemon juice or water-rich vegetables to reduce stone formation risk. Also, avoid salted, honey-roasted, or flavored varieties that contain added sugars, oils, and preservatives that can disrupt blood sugar control. Always choose unsalted, dry-roasted, or raw, steam-treated cashews for maximum benefit. Cashews aren't just a snack. They're a therapeutic food that nourishes your nerves, balances hormones, supports fertility, and enhances insulin signaling at the cellular level. And when you combine them with foxnuts and pistachios in a weekly rotation, you create a synergistic trio of diabetic-friendly healing that works across multiple systems: gut, brain, bladder, liver, and blood vessels. Final thought. When you look at these three nuts side by side, fox nuts, pistachios, and cashews, they may seem like ordinary snacks. But for someone living with diabetes, they're far more than food. They're tools for healing, for repairing the damage high blood sugar leaves behind, and for building strength from the inside out. Fox nuts protect your nerves, pistachios nourish your blood vessels, and cashews support your hormones and brain. Together, they create a trio that can lower your A1C, calm inflammation, ease bladder strain, and even improve fertility and energy. And here's the beauty. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated diets. Just a handful of the right nuts, eaten in the right way, can change your nights, your mornings, and your long-term health. If you found this video valuable, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe for more science-based tips on managing diabetes naturally.